guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another one, baby. I'm gonna be talking about things that if you hear them, you will never wish to have a baby if you don't have one already. But let's not talk too much. Let's get straight into the video. Let's get straight into the meat of things. And guys, you need to prepare yourself because these things I held back from speaking about them, but then I realized, you know what, let me just talk about it because people deserve to know. People deserve to know what they're putting themselves into. Like, making a child is not child's play. Making a baby, guys, it's there's so much that goes into it. There's so much that you need to consider before actually making the baby, because it's not like you order a baby and it comes. There's a lot that goes on, and I'm speaking particularly to women. Like, there's a lot that you need to consider before you commit to having a child. And quite frankly, it kind of makes sense why we have a lot of people now in this generation that say, you know what, I don't want to have kids at all. And I don't blame them, given the things that I've went through just making one child. I don't blame them for not wanting kids at all. But I will leave it up to you to decide after you've heard my experience and the things that nobody ever really talk about. And if they did, then we'd have less people making babies. That's my opinion. But let's get into the video. Okay, before I start this video, I will be drinking water, normal still water. Guys, the things that I'm gonna tell you now are like traumatic, according to me. I don't know, they are traumatic. Like, these are the things that I'm gonna have to seriously think about before having another child. And these are the things that have made me come to the conclusion that carrying a child or having kids, it shouldn't be for free. That's what I believe. Like, because there's just too much that goes into it. And also, these things made me realize that it's very important to like think long and hard if this person that you're giving a child to is worth it, because there's no way you're gonna go through all that you're gonna go through for someone who's not even worth it, considering that they're not gonna go through anything. But that's just me. I don't know about this water here. Who puts water in a can? Like, who puts water in a can? Okay, where do we start? Where are we gonna start? Let's start like at the beginning. The first traumatic thing that I experienced, guys, let me tell you. Like I said, I already explained my birthing experience in the first video. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. I'm not gonna go too much into that, but there are things that I didn't talk about. There are things that I deliberately didn't talk about because I was still a bit traumatized, and it was still a bit fresh for me to like talk about those things because, child, it's a lot, right? But let's go back. Let's go back to the hospital now, where we're quarter to giving birth, right? Fine. Contractions, yeah. Contractions are nothing compared to everything else that came after. So I'm in that room pushing the baby out. That was okay. I don't even remember that pain, to be quite honest. That was okay. That was even the least of my pains, or like whatever. That was even less painful than the contractions. But and then immediately when the baby came out, immediately when the baby was like, okay, I could feel that, okay, the baby is out. The first question I asked the nurse, you guys, the first question I asked the nurse was, did my vagina tear? Why? Because obviously I did research prior, and there are people that talk about it and say, hey, there's this thing that happens, some to this degree, some to that degree, some to, you know, there's different types of tears, you know, but it's not everybody that experiences. But what I've realized is it's a lot of women that do. My two concerns giving birth was pooping on myself and tearing. This is based on research again, right? So luckily I didn't poop on myself during the process of giving birth. However, I asked this nurse, I'm like, The first thing, did I tear? And then she's like, let me check. I think obviously you can't just see it from the get-go because there's a lot of blood. And she checks and checks, and then she's like, yeah, you did, but it's like, it's a little tear. It's nothing hectic. So let me tell you, the actual giving birth, the actual pushing of the child, not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, I'd do it again. I'd have 10 kids if that's all you had to experience. I didn't even feel the tearing. Let me be quite honest. Like, you don't feel the physical tear happening. You just pushing out the baby, and in the process the vagina tears. I didn't feel pain there. However, guys, let me drink water for this. Why does it have taste? It's your lip gloss. However, when she started cleaning up my wound with whatever spirit she was using, if I tell you guys, when she started dabbing that cotton or whatever it is that they use, I felt like, oh my God, I felt like I was gonna die. And then she now takes out like a long ass injection to inject the area so that she can numb the area, so that when she starts stitching, I don't feel any pain. If I tell you that even that injection, guys, that was terribly painful. It was so painful. But yeah, then she starts stitching. Guys, if I tell you that numbing thing that she applied or that she injected was useless, because I could feel every single movement. I could feel the pain. So you can just imagine you just gave birth and you can feel the needle going in and out. Now you just gave birth, there's a lot going on, but she kind of has to clean you. Like it has to happen. So now the hand is going in, they're scooping out everything that they can, so that they're making sure, and they're pressing your stomach like so much so that there's no remains of anything, so everything is coming out. Imagine you are laying there and you're going through all of that. If I tell you the giving birth is not a problem, the problem is everything that comes after. I think that's all I've been complaining since I started this series of talking about the pregnancy and my journey. The giving birth is not the problem, guys. It starts once the baby's out. Once the baby's out, that's where the danger is. Now, I think she stitched me first and then cleaned me after, if I'm not mistaken. Stitch, now she's cleaning me. When she's stitching, like I can feel the needle go in and out and in and out and in and out. And she said to me, it's not like a big tear, but I felt like she was doing that for a very long time. To me, it felt like a lifetime, because I was in pain. That pain was insane, let me tell you that. And then she had to like now put her finger in and kind of like scoop things out and stuff like that. And that alone is the pain was crazy. And then what's even worse, during that process where she's stitching in and out and cleaning, there's another nurse here that's busy yapping in my ear. Hey, I need your details. What's your address? What's your name? What's your ID? I'm like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way you expect me to be just having a normal random conversation as if this is not happening, as if I'm not going through a life-threatening experience. That lady, she didn't rape me. But okay, now we move from that particular experience. Now I have my baby, we're laying on the bed, everything is cute, I'm calling everyone that I know. Here's my cute little baby, because now, like, once the baby's out, you don't feel as much pain anymore, right? Here's my baby, I'm happy. Now they take me to the room eventually at whatever time. I'm not going to talk too much about that. Watch the first video. Now I get to the place where I'm sleeping, and guess what? I gotta pee. I need to pee. So I confidently went to the toilet because I didn't know what the experience of peeing after all of that would be. I confidently went to the toilet and attempted to pee. If I tell you now that I scream, the scream I scream, you would think it is only now that I'm giving birth. Like, it was so painful, it was burning, it was like, yo. And the pee was even going in every direction, to be quite honest. Like, it was just so bad, and it's now mixed with, because you're now even bleeding. And you have, guys, mixed with all the blood, and it was just bad. That's when I realized that. It was at that point when I realized that, okay, peeing is going to be a sport. It's going to be a sport. It's going to be like a horrible experience. And peeing is like a thing that we do every single day. So, yay, I was not looking forward to that. Okay, then fast forward, now we're at home. Now the real healing process starts. At home, what do you have to do when you're at home? You gotta bath, you gotta pee, you need to do everything. If I tell you now, I would go to the toilet and sit for maybe like 15 minutes straight. Like 15 minutes straight, contemplating on how I'm going to pee. I'm sitting there and I'm holding the pee in because I'm so scared of the actual process of peeing. Like, it was just super horrible, guys. It was so bad. It was so bad. I don't know how to explain the pain, because now you have fresh stitches there and you're still bleeding, and like the pee, because guys, like, I would shake just thinking that I need to pee. So I'd sit there 15 minutes and then eventually, obviously, like, I pee. But then, like, you don't know if you should pee fast or pee slow, because if you pee fast, you feel like it's just gonna be too harsh on everything, especially the stitches. You're trying to be careful. But if you pee slow, the process is gonna take time. What should you do? Like, it was bad. If you think peeing was bad, pooping, think about it. I'm giving you 2 seconds to think about it. Pooping was, yeah, that's the right word, pooping. Yeah. Pooping was horrible, because now you have to literally apply pressure. And the pressure is not going to channel itself to directly go to your butthole. It's pressure everywhere. And now you're thinking, oh my God, my vagina is gonna explode. Like, if I push too hard, you're thinking your stitches are gonna just, that's what I was thinking. And it was also very, very painful. So going to the toilet was one thing that I did not look forward to, guys. It's just bad. It's just horrible. Oh guys, I had to put a mic on because there's construction happening. So I don't want wahala. I just want my voice to be audible and outside noise to stay as such. Guys, all of that is just so traumatic. It's just so traumatic. So when you're done, when I'm done, I had to like wipe myself, obviously, with I'd use like a cloth that has coarse salt. That's like recommended for like healing and also for bacteria and whatnot. So then now the peeing is done, right? But now you have to clean yourself with salt and warm water. Like, that was bad. Just thinking about it now was bad. Like, even taking a bath was horrible, because I had to take a bath with salt water, because obviously that is part of the healing process. It's part of the things recommended to do to heal quicker. Okay, now, let me tell you something. Now, where are we? We are newly back from the hospital. We are at home, we're having a good time with the baby, even if we're in so much pain. Everything is nice. And then now you have to go for your, I don't know if it's like a 4-day checkup or a 3-day checkup, but you have to have like a checkup. You need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor after a few days of returning home. Now I assumed that that checkup was for the baby. I wasn't really well informed to the point of knowing that that checkup is also for me, right? When I got there, did the nurse not say, okay, climb on the bed, like climb on the bed and open your legs. We need to check the progress. Okay, they wanted to check the progress of the healing of the stitches, right? That's calm. But then they do more than that. It's been 3 days. Since the stitching, since everything. The wound is still very much fresh. And they're going to say, okay, we have to like check if there's absolutely nothing left inside of you. So they have to. She had to shove her hands again. That lady, if I tell you, she literally had to put her whole hand inside of me. Well, not the whole hand, but like that's like almost all of it, to kind of check if there's nothing left. So you can just imagine this happening to you down there, and you just have fresh stitches. You just gave birth. Like, guys, is that like these? Just imagine it. Just imagine it and tell me in the comment section if that's something you personally think you would just sign up for willingly because you want to. What? That's why I don't get it. I will never get it. After having experienced it myself, I will never get it when people say, there are girls that want to trap men with babies. Excuse me. How do you use that as a form of trapping a man if you are the one who's going to suffer? If you are the one who's going, you are going to suffer. So no, never, guys. I'm telling you now. If you ever had that thought, just rubbish it, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're putting yourself into something you don't know. I'm telling you. I'm here to tell you today that yes. Also, why are those nurses so harsh? Also, like, there's no way. There has to be another way of like kind of checking if there's nothing else, and a way of scooping whatever is in there out nicely and gently. Because there's no way, even when you go for like when you're in labor and they have to like constantly check you after 4 hours or whatever the case, that process of kind of the Java, there's no way. There has to be some sort of like gentle way of doing that, because I felt like that was a bit insensitive to the fact that I just gave birth and I just got stitches. Now you're going to do things in there. You're gonna ruin my stitches, Moss. Guys, if you're a nurse and you're watching this, come on, you can do better. You can honestly do better. But anyways, that's that. And then to add on, you thought I was done. To add on to the misery, right? You are dealing with pooping, you're dealing with peeing, you're dealing with taking care of this wound that you have, and then now you have a newborn baby that depends on you to feed, right? And this is for those who are going to breastfeed or those who are breastfeeding. Those who have breastfed before, you know what I'm talking about, guys. That process is not easy. I know it just looks like it's so easy. The baby is just that is like, it's so painful, more especially like the first, I don't know if I should say the first month, because I can't remember the duration of it, but everything is just so sensitive. When the baby is sucking your boob, it just feels like they're sucking the life out of you. Like, it just feels like there's a vein connected to the nipple, and this vein is connected to something in your uterus or something, and when they're sucking, it's just pulling and pulling. Or you will change boobs like you're crazy because you're just trying to find the better boob, because when the baby is sucking, it's just painful and you can't do nothing. You can't say, hey, we're now find an alternative way to feed. You are the only option. And then to make matters worse, if you're unlucky, your boobs are going to like become extremely hard, more especially if you have too much milk, and that is super painful, guys. Your boobs are going to become extremely hard, and then your nipples are going to crack. Your nipples are going to crack because they are so dry and they're hard, and And when they've cracked, even you just touching them a little bit is painful. Even you just touching those nipples is painful. Now imagine a whole human being having to come and think, and you don't have a choice, you know. But to solve that one, I don't even know if I should say to solve or not, because I used this cream, this nipple cream. I don't know if it's, yeah, wait, how do I do this? There we go. Wait, that was so short. But yeah, moral of the story, I did use this cream. I wouldn't say that it worked as well as I wanted it to, because yes, it did moisturize, but I don't know. It did moisturize, but it didn't really help that much. Like, it didn't really help that much, because my nipples were still sore. Like, they were still sore, they were still painful, they were still cracking. It was just horrible. And but let's move on. Guys, so now I have this wound, right? It takes about 6 weeks to heal. And when they say it takes 6 weeks, they mean it takes 6 weeks. Like, the thing about it is, you don't, how can I put this? You not only clean it, you don't only clean it when you go to the toilet. You need to kind of like regularly like clean it with the salt and the warm water and stuff like that. And my poor partner Shane, he had to be the one to do all of that, so he could see all the stitches, like the mess. But it was very helpful, because I don't think I was going to be able to do it myself, because imagine yourself with the wound and you have to always just tamper with it. It's so hard. You would never do it to yourself. So at least like that really did help, but it doesn't make the situation any better. It was bad. The situation was bad. So yeah, guys, those were the things that I went through, and I kind of feel like there's some stuff that I'm forgetting, because there's no way it's just only that. But that alone, just imagine everything I've said, that alone should be like alarming. Like, guys, deciding to have kids, it's a very big decision, more especially for us females, because we are the ones that go through all like the hell you can think about. So you don't just want to look at people posting baby videos and be like, oh, I want one. No, you've had it here today. You will go through the most. Your life is going to change. You will go through the most, guys. So here's my advice. You need to go watch my first video and my second video and this video. Prepare a list of things that I already told you that you're gonna go through, because the things that I went through are common stuff. Like, it's almost everybody goes through that, right? Except now this that I'm talking about, if you did a C-section, then you have a different type of problem that is waiting for you. But if you're gonna have natural birth, write all the things that you are going to go through, all the things that you're going to face. Put them in a nice long list, because the list is going to be long. Put it in a list. Take the list, put it here. Bring your partner in the room, put him there. Look at the list, look at your partner, and ask yourself one question. Is this person worth it? Is this the person you want to go through all of that for? And keep in mind that the only thing they are going to get out of this is a child. They are only just going to be blessed with a child. When you are going to be the one who has to go through all the things that you would have put in that list. So you need to think about it, and think about it well, to say, is this person worth it? And also obviously, like, scanning, is this person the type of person that is gonna be with me through all the things that I've already said to you guys? I've already, like, I put you on. I'm putting you one step ahead, so you're not there and surprised. Is this the person that you're gonna... I was saying this actually yesterday to my friends to say, after having gone through what I went through, I realized that, guys, having a child is a big deal and it can't come for free. You as a woman are already paying so much for having that child, and then the person you're having that child with, no, surely that's why we have things called push gifts. I understand the concept of a push gift, because you as my partner, you're not going through anything. I'm going through so much. I'm a near-death experience. So for you to ask me, if you come to me and say you want a child from me, you must be prepared. You must be financially prepared to pay for that child. They are not free. Kids are not free. Don't let them lie to you. Kids are not free, because we pay the price of bringing the kids to life. So then, push gifts, guys. Push gifts are important. There must be a norm, because you're a queen and you deserve it, right? But that's after you have checked your partner. Is this the type of person that I will sacrifice my whole body for? There you have it, guys. That's all from me, guys. I'm not trying to scare anyone, right? I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to make you aware that that decision of having a child is not just a decision from watching a cute video and saying my ovaries. No, it has to be a very well-informed decision. As a woman, you must know exactly what you're putting yourself into. You must know. So it must, I feel like the normal thing should be, a man must even be shy to ask you, would I want a child? It must be a thing of like, yo, how am I going to tell this woman that I want a child? Because they are aware that they're about to put you through life-threatening experience. That's my opinion. That's how it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be an easy thing, guys. Like, your partner must first, rehearse. Or how am I going to tell this person that I want a child? Why? Because it's a very important decision, and because you as a woman, you're gonna go through the most. Think about it. That's the end of my video. I don't even want to talk too much, guys. You've heard it from me. Those are my experiences. Those are definitely going to be your experiences if you decide to have a child. So make a well-informed decision. Am I going to have another child? Definitely. But for you who hasn't had a child before, I'm just telling you in advance. Especially those people that like saying, trapping people with babies and making, there's no such a thing. You are trapping yourself, because it is you. Think about peeing and pooping after the stitches. That's it from me, guys. See you in my next video. Mwah.